Hey everyone, I am doing something a little different. I have come to the realization that two things are going on. One, companies don't seem to really care if you review a release. They just want you basically to promote the release. Say a few good things about it, that's pretty much it. If you say something negative, they obviously are not going to share your review. And second, consumers don't care about reviews. That is very clear based on other videos I've seen. So I'm going to do something different. I am going to do what other people are doing. Yes, peer pressure. Yeah, peer pressure. What's it called? Conforming to the subpar reviews. So, first up, we have these everything I'm going to show you is something I've received over a few months. It's just stuff I haven't had time to watch, I haven't had time to review. So you know what? Let's all do in one shebang. Most of these I haven't even watched. I'll be straight with you. I have not watched these movies, most of them. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what it says, maybe what's on the feature. There, and that should help you out, right? If you came to this video, and at least you'll know if you should buy it or not. So first up is Obsessions. This was released by Cult Epics, which is a great company. They've done a lot of releases. I've reviewed some of their past releases, and usually they're movies I'm not a huge fan of, but they're usually feature-packed. This one here is an obscure film, Obsessions, directed by Dutch artsploitation author Pim de la Parra. It's a gritty, psychedelic, Hitchcockian mystery, which is noted for being the first Dutch film shot in English language. Starts in a savagely brutal fashion when a bloody painting of Vincent van Gogh falls from a wall and exposes a makeshift peephole. Student protagonist Niels Janssen becomes an unwitting witness to a gruesome sex crime next door. When his young fiancée Marina, an enterprising journalist, tells him about a report of a murder that she is writing, he naturally wonders if it's the very same killing. Obviously it's a story that we've kind of seen before. It's very Rear Window, a type of story where if someone sees a killing. A lot of Argento films did that as well. So, you know what? It actually sounds like it would be a good film. It is 91 minutes, released in 1969. The special features are a new HD transfer from original 35 film, introduction by director, introduction by actor-producer, interview with Pam de la Parra, interview with Dieter Gisler, interview with Martin Scorsese, Scorpio Films, excerpt from Paradox documentary, original Dutch theatrical trailer, script notes by Martin Scorsese, Obsessions HD photo gallery. So this is the cover here. And we got two discs. One's the DVD and the other one is the Blu-ray. That's it, no reverse sleeve. So that is Obsessions. Next up, we have Umbrella Entertainment DVD release, Out of the Shadows. I'll actually admit, I did try watching this, and I could not get through it. It was a very cliche horror film, kind of in the vein of like Conjuring, but just really crappy. Unaware of its dark and sinister history, police detective Eric Hughes and his pregnant wife Katrina move into their dream home, sparking chain events destined to haunt them beyond their wildest nightmares. Fearing their babies being tormented by a supernatural force, they seek the help of a demonologist who investigates. Out of the Shadows is a terrifying tale of suburban supernatural mayhem and the creepy tradition of Insidious, The Conjuring, and The Babadook. I'm not going to go that far. This one, not a huge fan. Running time 88 minutes. It's, just DVD. Out of the Shadows, Umbrella Entertainment DVD. Next up, we have Phenomena. This is a movie I've seen a long time ago. Argento film. It's kind of a mixed results from fans. Some people really love it. Some people are not so sure about it because it's definitely a departure from what Argento normally does. Normally it's very clear-cut, giallo, black glove killer. This is more of a kind of different supernatural-esque with her being able to communicate with bugs and insects and stuff like that. It's like I said, it's been a while since I watched it. I remember Donald Pleasance in it, and I remember there being a monkey as well. And the music's really awesome. let's see here. This is the Synapse Film release. So this one, originally, I believe they came up with a special edition, and then this is the standard edition. But, I mean, this is still an amazing release. You have the Creepers 83-minute US release. You have the 116-minute version. You have the 110-minute version. You have audio commentary track. You have a documentary, Dario Argento's World of Horror, interview with On the Sex Gang, Phenomena International trailer, a bunch of trailers. I believe actually Ryan has reviewed this already, this release on Cultsploitation. I think it's Cultsploitation. I'll put it down in a link so you guys can see. And woo, this is loose. It comes with a Blu-ray, comes with a booklet. There's 2 discs. Disc 1 is the 116-minute version and 83-minute. And disc 2 is the 110-minute version plus all the special features. And you have a booklet here. And this looks like it's actually just, yeah, this is just a product catalog for Synapse Films. It's actually not related to, wow, Synapse Films does a lot of porn. Whoa. Me like it. I actually got some that are going to be not reviewed, but talked about coming up. And we have a reverse sleeve. You saw this cool artist version, and then you have the original with the Creepers US version title. So that is Phenomena. Definitely recommend. Just like if you haven't bought the special edition, you definitely need to buy Synapse Films version of Phenomena. Okay, next up we have Twilight Time's The Mad Magician. It is a 1954 black and white 72-minute film starring Vincent Price in a trademark role as a round-the-bend illusionist bent on revenge. It is tongue-in-cheek. The film also offers some genuinely fright-fest-style moments, courtesy of director John Byrne and one of Hollywood's foremost stylists of the macabre. What's cool about this version is that it includes 2 versions of the film. It includes a 2D version, but it also includes a 3D version, plus comedy shorts starring the Three Stooges. It has an isolated music track, audio commentary by film historians David Deval and Stephen Peros, Master of Fright, Conjuring the Mad Magician documentary, and original theatrical trailer. I believe Ryan had reviewed this already as well on Cultsploitation. And we have a little booklet right there, and it's not a reverse sleeve, but it just has an image from the film. Yeah, so Twilight Time, Mad Magician. Some of these, even though I said I haven't watched them, I'm still going to go and watch them because, I mean, they were provided to me, but I'm at least getting the word out about these releases. I mean, some of these are old, some of them you've already know about, but you know what? I want to do my due diligence. Due diligence? Yeah, okay. Next one is Severin Films company, who is amazing, and they actually retweet your reviews and they actually share your reviews. They're an awesome company, so buy this. I don't care if it's any good or not. Buy Severin Films releases. Anyways, this is Future Shock, the story of 2000 AD. This is a documentary. It is the documentary on the most controversial and influential comic of our time, now with 6+ hours of bonus material. 6+ hours. With the birth of the indie upstart 2000 AD, fans were introduced to visionary talent like Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, and Mark Millar, and legendary characters included Rogue Trooper, Halo Jones, and Judge Dredd. So this is a fantastic documentary. You have extended sequences, 2000 AD versus the US, Dredd 2012 True in Spirit, Judge Dredd extended sequence, cheap entertainment to peel at comics, behind the strips, productions and extras, extended interviews. It is 105 minutes. And it was released in 2014, the documentary was. The Blu-ray is actually not too old, and it's just 1 disc. Deviant Films Limited. It's one of the other companies. Up next is a Arrow video release, The Suspicious Death of a Minor. This is actually one that I started watching, and then I kind of got sidetracked, and I haven't got back to it yet. So I am gonna get back to it, because it is a giallo film. In the wake of the success of Dario Argento's groundbreaking giallo, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, numerous other directors stepped forward to try their hand at these lurid murder mysteries. At the forefront was Sergio Martino, The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward Torso, whose sensual 70s thrills starring Edwidge Finch and George Hilton are widely celebrated as some of the best genre has to offer. The final of Martino's six gialli, The Sister's Death of a Minor, combines conventional giallo trappings with elements of then flourishing poliziottici crime thrillers. Yeah, I totally butchered that word. So this is a giallo, but it includes kind of a crime thriller-esque. Like I said, I only started watching it. Stars an undercover cop on the trail of a criminal outfit following the brutal murder of an underage prostitute, but a killer for hire is also on the prowl, pumping out witnesses before they have a chance to talk. So it has a giallo-esque but criminal-esque kind of story. Kind of reminds me of what was the one that I watched? That the Bloodstained Butterfly. That was kind of cool because it was like a giallo, but it had that courtroom drama aspect to it. So that was kind of neat. This is a brand new 2K restoration of the film from the original camera negative, produced exclusively for Arrow Video. A high definition, standard definition on the DVD, original mono Italian English soundtrack, English subtitles for the Italian soundtrack, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. New audio commentary by Troy Howard, author of So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 Years of Italian Giallo Films. New interview with co-writer-director Sergio Martino, and reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. So, let's open her up. We have a booklet. There you go. It's a little blurry, but we got 2 discs. Like I said, it's Blu-ray and DVD. And then the reverse sleeve is that one. That's pretty cool. So that's that release. Next, we have another Cult Epics release. Probably should have done the films together, but anyways, I'm all over the place with this video. So, Cult Epics, The Flesh. Haven't watched it yet, but definitely want to. The Flesh is a romantic black comedy about a divorced piano player named Paolo who meets and falls in love with a most beautishly busty woman bombshell, Francesca Dallaria, who uses her special powers to turn the man into her sex slave. Film depicts the oftentimes torturous nature of carnal desire and the erotic power of women in a cinematic work where Francesca becomes a symbolic representation of male desire, with her voluptuous figure and sex appeal being intoxicating to Paolo. So its special features are a new HD transfer from original 35mm film, behind the scenes of The Flesh, interview with director and actors, Cannes Film Festival 1991, original theatrical trailer, lobby cards, photo gallery, original art and slipcase, newly commissioned art, which is limited to the first 3,000 copies. It's an Italian film, 1991, approximately 90 minutes. It includes DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 Surround and Dolby Digital 2.0 Stereo. So we have a slipcover, and then we have, kind of coming out of a doghouse, Flesh. If we open her up, we've got 2 discs, DVD and a Blu-ray. No reverse sleeve. So you have the sleeve with that artwork, and then you have the newly commissioned slipcover. Right there. Rump, foreshank, loin end. So this seems like a cool release. Like I said, Cult Epics normally does really jam-packed Blu-rays, so this one looks to be no different. Okay, so next we have an Intervision release of Dark Harvest, and also a bonus of Escapes with Vincent Price. Ryan has reviewed this, so you can read his review on Cultsploitation. I made it about halfway through Dark Harvest and realized this is a really shitty movie. It is an absolutely shitty movie. Most of the Intervision films are actually really bad, but they're cool, right? Because they're like the films that you couldn't just get. They're hard to find, but now they're releasing them on DVD. Dark Harvest, Stranded Tourists versus Killer Scarecrows in this early 90s shot on video rarity. And then Escapes is a... Matthew Wilson didn't order Escapes, but when a mysterious mail carrier delivers a VHS to his door, he pops it in his top loader, not knowing what real-life danger lurks inside the magnetic tape. So this one looks to be... Horror legend Vincent Price presents the 6 bizarre tales of the uncanny. So this one's the Escapes down here is kind of an anthology film. So actually I might pop that in and give it a watch. I know Ryan wasn't too favorable on most of these releases, but special features are Patty Negri remembers Dark Harvest, Dan Weiss remembers Dark Harvest via video Skype, distributor Tom Negro on David Stinsland, writer, director of Escapes. Man, I am terrible at names, huh? Dark Harvest is 89 minutes, and Escapes is 87 minutes. Dark Harvest was 1990, and Escapes was 1986. And just a single release. So yes, so there. Next up, we have Synapse Films DVD release of The Night I'll Possess Your Corpse. This Night I'll Possess Your Corpse, which is a, let's see here, Coffin Joe, yes, Coffin Joe release. I actually, this is a sequel to At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul, which I actually reviewed and really enjoyed. I just haven't got around to watching this, and I really want to. This is a sequel to At Midnight. Surviving the terrors of the first film, Coffin Joe is now joined by a hunchbacked assistant named Bruno to help him on his unholy quest for the perfect bride. This Night I'll Possess Your Corpse is even more brutal than its predecessor and contains a controversial color hell sequence. This film is the second installment in the Coffin Joe trilogy and is followed by Embodiment of Evil, which is also available from Synapse Films. I believe they also released these on DVD in like a 3-pack. So you can get them individually on DVD, or sorry, on Blu-ray. You can get them individually on DVD, but I believe they released them in a Blu-ray pack. The special features are a 35mm negative scan, supervised by the director. The making of This Night I'll Possess Your Corpse, which is 8 minutes. A visit to the Coffin Joe Museum, 5 minutes. Universe Mojica Maran's vintage featurette, 25 minutes. Interview with Coffin Joe, which is 8 minutes. Introduction to the film by Coffin Joe. Original theatrical trailer. Photo gallery. Chapter selections and optional English subtitles. I love how they have chapter selections listed. It's 109 minutes, 1967, black and white, but with the full color hell sequence. Ooh. It's a full frame presentation of the original 35mm negative scan, and the audio is Dolby Digital Portuguese 2.0 mono, but there is English subtitles. And one disc with kind of a cool cover. Okay, next. Let's do these so we have them back to back. There we go. Next up is Jesse Franco's The Sadists of Notre Dame, which I talked about originally, and I accidentally called them a Paul Naschy film, I believe, but it's actually Jesse Franco's. These are Severin Films releases. I actually have 2 of them here. The other one is Sinfonica Erotica. Let's talk about the Sadist first. I love how the first thing you see on the back of The Sadist is an absolute abomination. That's a quote right there. The infamous Franco rarity, now uncut and uncensored. In 1979, legendary writer-director Jesse Franco repurposed elements of his satanic sex shocker Exorcism with all new footage to create a deprived new epic that, even by Uncle Jess standards, achieves new levels of Euro sleaze insanity. Franco himself stars as a defrocked, priest-turned hooker-slashing psychopath prowling the streets of Paris in a fever of violence, voyeurism, rampant nudity, and SM and depravity. I know when Ryan, he has reviewed both of these releases on Cultsploitation, he said it was a little long and a little boring. Franco didn't get permission to shoot in the streets of Paris, so a lot of bystanders are just kind of watching the filming. There are special features, The Gory Days of La Brady, documentary short on the legendary Parisian horror cinema, Stephen Thrower on Sadists of Notre Dame. Stephen Thrower's an awesome guy. Interview with the author of Murderers, Passions, Delirious Cinema. Jesus Franco, selected scenes commentary with the webmaster Robert Monell. Troublemakers interview with Alain Petit, author of Jesse Franco, Où les prospérités des bis. Man, butchered that, didn't I? So 99 minutes, 1979. It is 1 disc. And does it have a reverse? No, it does not. It does not have a reverse sleeve. So there's that one. Like I said, both of these are reviewed already on Cultsploitation. We have Jesse Franco's Sinfonia Erotica. This is the other one that Severin Films released. Let's see here. At the close of the 70s, Jesse Franco revisited the works of Marquis de Sade to create what Eurosleaze historians have called one of the most sexually daring and boldly creative films of his entire career. When an unstable noblewoman, a fearless performance by Lena Romay, returns to her lavish estate, she will find herself, along with her libertine husband, his male lover, and a young nun with a craving for violation, trapped in a web of unholy hungers and decadent perversions. Whew, getting a little sweaty just reading the back of it. Susan Hemingway of 2 female spies with flowered panties. That's been reviewed as well. Co-stars in this Sonata of Artsy Depravity, featuring a score by Franco and Franz Liszt, now transferred in 4K from an uncut 35mm print donated by the Instituto de la Sexualidad Humana in Madrid. Special features: Jess Franco on first wife Nicole Guttard, interview with director Jess Franco. Stephen Thrower again on this. 84 minutes, 1980. Spanish mono with English subtitles. Yeah, so sensual and mesmerizing. So there's that one. It has been reviewed. One disc. No reverse sleeve. So, next up, we have the whopping two-disc Blu-ray edition of Suspiria by Synapse Films. I have watched the Umbrella release and really enjoyed it. Ryan has watched the limited edition release, which is the same transfer as this one, of the Synapse film, and he has reviewed it. And from what I can see, this one is better looking. It's a better color representation, but the Umbrella release is also really nice looking. This one here pretty much has all the bonus features of the original limited edition release, except for the soundtrack. We know what Suspiria is. I don't need to describe it to you, but special features are new 4K restoration, just talks about the English language, the subtitles. Do you know anything about Witches? 30-minute Suspiria visual essay. There is a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, so Ryan, like I said, Ryan's reviewed this already. He reviewed the limited edition, but there's no difference, save for a few things. 98 minutes. Audio is English DTS HD Master Audio 4.0 and Italian DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround. It has subtitles, English SDH for English 4.0 and English subtitles for Italian 5.1. So, and it is a 2-disc. One disc is the special features, the other one is the feature film, so that's nice. So they separate it so they can get the best quality encode basically on the film by separating the features and just putting the film on one, which is very nice to see. And this is the reverse, which is actually the same cover that Umbrella had on their release. So that is that. This is obviously a definite recommend. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's that. And now we're on to some good stuff. I'm going to do these two. These are Impulse Pictures releases, which is also Synapse. It's a division of Synapse, basically. But they are the porn division. Yes, A Touch of Sex and Helena, a film about a woman's ultimate passion. Obviously, these don't really reflect the kind of material that I review on either Mind or Cultsploitation. But, you know what? I'm going to talk about them. They're sent to me. I'm going to talk about them. So, let's talk about A Touch of Sex first. So, A Touch of Sex is about... I'm just going to read the back here, obviously. Hired to help launch a new rock group called Tommy and the Penetrations, Mark finds himself dropped into the opulent, drug-filled, and orgastic lifestyle of Hollywood, settling into the historic Villa Elaine apartment building. Mark is suddenly haunted by visions of a horny group of people everywhere he goes. Are they some sort of mind-bending fantasy or reality? This music-filled 70s erotic oddity features genre film actor Michael Pataki, who was in Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, under the alias Harry Wilcox. Yes, sweet. And classic adult film starlet Renee Bond, presented from an authentic 35mm grindhouse release print for maximum sleaze. Ya dig? A Touch of Sex. I don't believe there's any special features, but you'd be exhausted by the time the movie's done, right? You wouldn't have time for special features. Anamorphic widescreen Dolby Digital 2.0. It's a 1975 film. And we have some... I'll do it really quick because there's some boobies. Oh, nudity. Yes, so A Touch of Sex. The next one is Helena, film about a woman's ultimate passion. The lovely Helena... Am I saying that? Helena? Am I saying that right? Helena? I don't know, anyways. Heads to the French coastline to meet up with Roy, a man she's had affairs with in the past. She arrives at her destination and is told by the man at the door that Roy is preoccupied with another woman upstairs and will be down to meet her soon. As Helena waits for Roy, Frank courts her, flirting, making conversation, and finally seducing her in his outdoor pool. Doesn't that happen to everyone? God. As the truth about Frank is revealed, Helena's life is turned upside down, and the film's plot takes a crazy, unexpected turn when a gang of thugs breaks into the home. With no way to escape, Helena must give in to their dominant sexual games and desires. Helena is a mix of eroticism and sexploitation from the 70s that'll titillate your senses until the film's jaw-dropping and disturbing final act. 1975, 73 minutes. Seems like it's a sex film, but it has some rape in it. Anyways, widescreen presentation, Dolby Digital 2.0, and 1 disc. There you go. So, that's that for now. I think that's where I'm going to cut it for now. I do have some more, but this YouTube has already become very long, and most of you have already probably stopped watching. So I'll stop for now, but you can look forward to tomorrow, where I will do another video of even more releases that I have that I can talk about. So I hope you enjoyed this review. It's not a review. These are not reviews. These are me reading synopsis and telling you a little bit about what the movie's about. But I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope you will seek out some of the films that I've talked about. I think you should definitely buy some of them. Some of them, I mean, if you're a fan, you're going to buy them. But if you're not a fan, I hope maybe I kind of swayed you into buying a few of them. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good day. Michael Tatlock, out.